I didn't know. She said she knew Dave. She didn't mention you. You didn't mention Russ. You mentioned Dave. Yeah. Oh, okay. Good.
All right. Ready when you are.
Are we taking this?
Yeah, this is taped for Saturday night, but Apple TV, we're going to get the other website stuff up.
Cool.
It'll be Saturday night.
Gotcha.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Sold Out Sports Talk on AFR Talk. This has been one of the most fun Super Bowls I've had. Today has been crazy on Media Row, and we've just had more interesting people than you can ever imagine. This guy's a guy that I have just stuck that in there. I don't want to see Warren with something hanging from his ear. That's terrible. This is a guy for many, many years that I have followed. One of the great quarterbacks in the NFL. A guy that just absolutely was exciting to watch anytime he went onto the field. He's now with the Seattle Seahawks, believe it or not, doing color for them, and he's got so many other things. Also, for many years, just we talked about this, just the evolution of the black quarterback in the NFL, and of course, you're one of those people, along with Shaq Harris, along with so many others, Marlon Briscoe. Unbelievable what's happened in the NFL, Warren. It has to make you very happy to see.
It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my career was the fact that I was able to help make change at a position called quarterback where they didn't think we could play that position, African American. So there was a lot of stereotypes out there about whether we could play that position, and because of the way I was able to play, the way that Doug Williams was able to play, the way that Randall Cunningham was able to play at a very, very high level, I think it really changed the minds of a lot of owners, a lot of coaches, a lot of personnel people that it doesn't matter what color you are. If you can play the game, we're going to give you an opportunity to play, and you're seeing lots of guys now getting opportunities to do that.
You saw Cam Newton up close and personal twice this year. Give me your feeling about Cam.
He's really improved, and he's he's a tremendous athlete. First of all, he's a big physical guy at 6'5", 255. He's got great skills. Throws the football like a laser. He's a really good quarterback from the pocket now, something that he had to work on in his first few years in the league. But he has really good command of his offense right now, and they've built an offense. Mike Schuler, their offensive coordinator, that's really taking advantage of all the different things that he can do. And that's what you want to try and do when you have a player or a quarterback, is make sure you take advantage of the things he does well. And they're utilizing the things he does well, and he's a hard guy to defend because he does so many different things. So I'm really proud of the way he's come along. I'm proud of the way he leads this football team. He's being himself. He's having a good time out there, having fun. His teammates feed off this energy, and I think he's making the players around him who aren't household names like his wide receivers and that, he's making them better players, and that's what great players do.
Warren Moon, Houston Oilers quarterback, and you had a long career, Warren. One of the things that everybody's looking to right now is Peyton Manning. I mean, you remember what it was like to play that last year, that last game, but what a great opportunity for Peyton to go out, having the opportunity to play for a Super Bowl when it looked bleak earlier in the year, right?
Yeah, I think every quarterback or every player would love to be able to leave the game after winning a championship, and we've seen a lot of guys do it, whether it's John Elway or the bus. Jerome Bettis went out that way, so I'm sure Peyton would love to be able to leave the game that way on a high note, and he's got a great opportunity to do it because he's got a really good football team, a great defense. They can run the football, and if he plays pretty well in the game, doesn't hurt them with any turnovers, they've got a chance to win this game. So he's had a tremendous career no matter what happens in this game Sunday, and his legacy, I think, is set.
What is it about Peyton Manning, Warren, because you as a quarterback understand the responsibility on the field and off the field, and how being who you are as the quarterback can make such a difference in what you do in the community. What has Peyton meant to the game, Warren?
Well, he's been one of the best ambassadors of the game. We've seen what he does on the field. We've seen his preparation. He's kind of changed the way quarterbacks prepare for games because of the amount of time that he puts in and the success that he's had. It makes other people want to emulate that. So there's no question he's a great example there. And then he's been very, very involved in the community wherever he's played. Just a tremendous presence wherever he's been. A great endorser. He shows a comedic side at times that we don't know that he has. So just a very, very talented guy that comes from a really good family, and that's where it all starts. It starts with that foundation of his family, his mom and his dad and his brothers. They're a very close-knit family, but a very successful family.
Warren, I've been around the Seahawks for the last 3 out of 4 years at 2 Super Bowls and then at the playoff game that you were at that you called. I'm very impressed with the Seahawks organization. Very impressed with Pete Carroll and his philosophy, not just on the field, but just the way he looks at life and how important he is to that community. Talk about Pete Carroll. What is it about Pete that you love?
I love his energy, first of all. He's a man that's about 63, 64 years old, and you think he has the energy of a guy that's 35. He's the first guy out there on the field before games throwing the ball around. You just never see head coaches out on the field anytime before their football team comes out. And he's just one of the most positive guys you've ever seen. He's always positive about everything. He never yells and raises his voice at guys. He just talks to them and gives them sound, good advice. And he lets those guys be themselves. He lets them show their personalities and show what's on their mind, talk about what's on their mind. As long as they stay within the confines of what the philosophy of the football team is, he doesn't mind you being yourself. And he has a lot of different personalities on that football team, whether it's Marshawn Lynch or whether it's Richard Sherman or Michael Bennett or some of the other guys. He lets those guys be themselves. And then he's a guy that doesn't forget about others. And he's huge in the military, always has military guys at practice, making sure those guys are being recognized. And he does a great job with gangs, trying to end gangs in different cities. He started a foundation in Los Angeles.